They say that to win, you don't need size, you need the winning attitude. And that winning attitude was so evident in one individual from the Punjab Kings team today called Ashutosh Sharma. Unfortunately, as luck may have it, he couldn't take his side over the line yet again. But the big news is that Mumbai just managed to scrape through once again in a game that they should have probably comfortably won. Sarvesh, first thoughts after Mumbai's victory tonight?
Mumbai nicely gift wrapped at this game. They had given it to Punjab. Punjab just ran out of resources. They just could not open that gift. That's how I summarize this. Because of that top order collapse, they were 14 for 4 wickets down. So when you are 4 wickets down for that much, that 14, so that it becomes difficult to even cross 150 or 160. That's the average score that we would see if you dig out those numbers. But today they needed 193, and I felt 193 was not a small target on this pitch. I felt somewhere around 180, somewhere around 180 could have been the par target for this. But I think the the pitch had some grip, and it wasn't that 190 or 200 type of a pitch. It clearly had something for the bowlers. So I felt Mumbai did well to reach to 192. Those extra 15 runs were added by the batter, so it was down to the bowlers to do their job. But what we saw after that power play was utter chaos. I could not believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, someone who looks at that scorecard and sees 192 beating 183 by just 9 runs might think that this was an extremely close game. It was an extremely close game in the end,
Yeah,
but as you rightly said, that if you had seen the first probably 6, 7, 8 overs of the Punjab Kings innings, it wasn't a close game at all. As you said, they were 14 for 4, and even after that, they were 49 for
yeah.
5, 77 for 6.
Six.
Once a side is 77 for 6, how does it go on to, get 183? Um, Before we get into discussing all of that, though, let's have a quick look at what MI did in their innings. So obviously, we had their standard openers. Rohit Sharma today got 36, not his most fluent innings, but again, we'll talk a bit about that pitch and what it meant. Surya Kumar Yadav, though, providing the impetus with a 78. If you see the strike rates, though, between Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav, again, very similar strike rates. And it wasn't until they got the finishing kick from Tilak Varma and Tim David that they could actually get to 192. Um, we talk about pitches, and we've seen a lot of pitches in this IPL. We've seen pitches that gave us 280. We saw a pitch that gave us 90 yesterday. Where was this pitch, do you feel?
I felt this was a 175 kind of a pitch. I don't think this was a 200 sort of a pitch, because at the end of the day, if you see that match was so close that one might feel that this was a 200 pitch and Mumbai actually felt 8 short. I don't think that was the case. I felt this was a 175, 180 kind of a pitch for a normal bowling side for probably teams like Mumbai and RCB. This was even for them. I think 192 was a good total. These two teams could have defended this on other day, but I think, for this to happen, I think you need some smart game management at the middle. That did not happen. We'll of course discuss that in the end. But I felt this was more than par. In my opinion, this was around 15 runs over par. So any mid-table side should have defended this total comfortably.
Now, Mumbai lost the wicket of Surya Kumar Yadav in the 17th over.
Yeah.
You know, in your opinion, do you think that's a good time for finishers like Tim David, Romario Shepherd to come into bat, or is it the right time for a Hardik Pandya, who of late we've spoken about the fact that he's not at his best going from ball number one?
I think if Hardik is not batting in that top five, then probably he's underutilized, because down at number 7 or number 8, he's not going to give those runs from ball number 1. But Romario and Mohammad Nabi, these are the guys who can give you that output from ball number 1. So I think, no, that's the role they have for Tim David, Romario, Shepard, and Mohammad Nabi, that you come in and you look to smack it from ball number 1. But till Hardik Pandya, I think the roles are pretty different. The Hardik Pandya's role, in my opinion, is to take some time in when he comes to bat. But I think again he will have to kick on, because if he's coming to bat in number 15 or 16, then he will have anyways he'll have no time to get settled.
Yeah, we also had Gerald Coetzee, don't forget, who
Yeah,
was still there, and Shreyas Gopal, who nowadays is
yeah,
more of a batter than a bowler.
yeah,
So it's a very long batting lineup, and yeah, sometimes you feel that if only Mumbai learned to take a leaf out of some other team's books, wherein they promote an Andre Russell in the 13th over, or they
yeah,
promote a Rinku Singh when the time comes, to kind of just maximize
yeah,
because. The way I look at it is if Tim David doesn't come off, and if Romario Shepherd doesn't come off, and if Mohammad Nabi doesn't come off, or if Gerald Coetzee for that matter doesn't come off, Hardik Pandya is still there to come
yeah.
in. You know, Whereas if Hardik Pandya gets stuck at that place playing the kind of innings, and don't get me wrong, today that um, 10 of 6 balls looks good because there was one scoring shot in it of
Yeah,
a 6, but
yeah.
apart from that, he was struggling the rest of his 5 deliveries that he played. Um, are they making the most of their resources? Is
No,
my question.
no. They are far from it. You look at Tim David batting at number 6, followed by Romario Shepherd and Mohammad Nabi. These guys have batted for how many? 10 deliveries today, and they have scored 15 runs in between them. So I don't think this is good utilization of your resources. I mean, see, Ishan Kishan, Rohit Sharma, and Surya Kumar Yadav, these are your top three, designated top three. I don't think they should make any changes with these three. And then Tilak Verma, I think, in my opinion, he has to bat in that top four. He has no business batting outside that top four because he's that kind of a player. He has that caliber, he has that talent that he can actually start in the top four and he can get a move on and he can convert that into a big score. That's Tilak Verma for you. He has shown that many times now. He has played so many good knocks for Mumbai. I think so that top four looks settled to me. So I think Mumbai don't want to disturb that. That's why they do not have any spot for Hardik in the top four, which is in my opinion is a correct decision. But when you talk about Tim David, Romario Shepherd, and Mohammad Nabi, these guys are not utilized at all. You have Tim David and you want to keep him at number 6, number 7. That is okay. I'm still okay with it. But then you have Romario Shepherd and Mohammad Nabi. These guys are not bowling more than 2 overs for you, and they are batting at number 7, number 8. So what's the point of having these two guys who can tonk it but they are still not able to bat or bowl enough number of overs? What's the point of having these guys? So rather play a designated a frontline bowler, or rather play a frontline batter like Nihal Vadera who can in these situations can come up, can play proper cricketing shots. In a game like Rajasthan Royals, you could have probably used someone like Nihal Vadera, who is a proper batsman. You don't need your big hitters down at number 7, number 8 if they are not going to play those many deliveries. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, there is no point in keeping these guys so down and not utilizing them in their bowling. So I'm pretty confused with this kind of a usage.
Yeah, sometimes what happens in life is we try to cover as much ground as we can or cover as many bases as we can. And in that, we leave ourselves too thin. And that is what seems to be happening with this Mumbai side. Is they're
Yeah,
trying to do too many things with these players, trying to ensure for, what if I need a few overs of seam? What if I need a few overs of spin? What if I need somebody who can hit the ball? What if I need someone who does this? What if I need someone who does that? And in that bargain, what they're doing is they're not getting the best out of anybody
yeah,
from that lineup from number say 5 onwards.
yeah.
But yeah, regardless of that, they've put 192 on the board today, which was at or just over par for that surface. What did the Punjab Kings do with the ball? Um, this is another side which is in the same half of the table that Mumbai find themselves in. And not a lot going right for them either today. I mean, good to see Harshal Patel finally coming up with a decent spell, going at under 8 runs and over in a 9.6 run per over game. But nothing else to kind of talk about apart from that. And as always, Harpreet Brar going unnoticed in a bowling card when he does his job and goes about quietly unnoticed.
Yeah, again, this bowling card. I mean, these bowlers haven't been. This is the same bowling attack which Punjab are playing for some time now. Liam Livingston has come back, so that has given them an option of another 2 overs. But apart from that, I think all these guys have been playing from the very first game for them. So I think this is a settled bowling unit, in my opinion, and they are doing a decent job there. They are utilizing Kagiso Rabada well. They are we today. I saw Harshal Patel bowling like this after a long time. I felt his slower ones and those in dippers that he bowls, slower ones. I felt he was actually nailing them. He was unlucky to not have a few more wickets. He still got 3 wickets, and he likes bowling against Mumbai Indians. We have seen this in the past. So I think he was bowling well. Sam Curran, apart from that 1 over that he bowled against Tim David, he was again doing very good job. So I felt this bowling unit. I think there is something clicking for these guys. It's just that final finishing touch is not coming off from somebody, from one of your experienced players. Maybe they expect a bit more from Ashdeep Singh, probably a bit more from Sam Curran. But I think they are still doing a decent job when you compare this with their batting unit, because their batting unit, apart from 2 or 3 players, they are typically below par. But I think their bowling unit is, I think, it's still decent.
Yeah, you just get the feeling when you watch the Punjab Kings, though, that um, there isn't a consistency of performance. When you look at a Mumbai Indians bowling card and you see a Jasprit Bumrah who day in day out turns out for you and does the job. You look at a KKR scorecard and you see Sunil Narayan doing day in day out. He'll come and he'll deliver for you. Just that lack of consistency, because Arshdeep Singh has had a couple of good games. Today he's had an
Yeah,
pretty ordinary game. Rabada, we've seen, has had a couple of good games, but then again,
yeah,
he's hit or miss on his night. Harshal Patel has had a terrible tournament up to now, but today we saw him do well. So yeah, just that lack of consistency can be a
yeah,
captain's nightmare, because you don't know what you're getting with the bowlers that you pick.
yeah,
Um, i- Chasing 192, they got off to the worst start possible. Did the Punjab Kings?
yeah,
As you can see, 6011, the top four contributions, and then Harpreet Singh also giving a contribution of 13. But this match was dead, buried, dusted, call it what you may,
yeah,
until the two talismans of Punjab Kings walked in, one called Shashank Singh and the other called Ashutosh Sharma.
yeah. This game was done long back. I mean, 66 for seven. I think 7 wickets. I think they were. And before that, I think inside you will never see Shashank Singh batting inside power play, but he was there batting inside that power play. And I mean, this top order is going through so many changes now. They do not have Shikhar Dhawan. I felt they should have played someone like Atharva Taide, who is a proper batter, proper top order batsman, but they preferred to go with Sam Curran in that spot. And I don't know what was the thinking behind that. They should have probably stuck with Atharva Taide, because he played that last game. And you don't really want
Yep.
to remove players after one game. So I felt they made a mistake there. Probably Atharva Taide, and then Simran Singh is still fine. Then Sam Curran would have fitted in that middle order. And Riley Russo, he was just playing his first game. I think he got a beauty from Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, you can't do much about that. And we have seen Riley Russo playing uh, in the similar manner against Ashdeep, and that typical in swinging delivery that gives him a lot of issues. Full in swinging deliveries. I think we saw exactly the same type of delivery today. And Liam Livingston is having a terrible time. Again, he could not contribute with the bat. Uh, we were discussing about this in our preview of Punjab Kings before, that Liam Livingston is in a terrible form. I saw him in SA20 as well. He was not contributing at all. I mean, it looked like he's just a player who is just filling a spot. That was the kind of tournament Livingston was having there. So after that, I mean, if this is your top four, then you're not likely to get to a good start on most days. But still, 14 for
Yep.
4, even for this lineup, I think I felt they were. I mean, they played some really poor shots in that top order. And then Harpreet Singh coming in as an impact sub, I felt. Uh, I felt they should have, like I told, discussed before that. Probably Atharva Taide made a lot more sense there, but since they could not do that, I think they just wanted somebody like Harpreet Singh in that middle order, who can play against those against someone like Shreyas Gopal, who is a leg spinner. I felt that was the
Yeah.
thinking, but again, it did not work out.
One of the things Punjab Kings is known for is kind of recycling their
Yeah,
squad completely. Every auction they go into, they will have a whole fresh squad, a whole set of new players coming in. Um, a season like this, where this top order has just not fired at all, and we are 7 games deep into the tournament, so halfway through the tournament, and they've
Yeah.
not contributed anything.
Yeah.
It's just a recipe for another overhaul, isn't it? Because you get the sense now this side is going to go into that mega auction,
Yeah. Almost
probably
all the players,
retain.
barring two players.
Yeah, they'll probably retain Shashank Singh and Ashutosh Sharma,
Yeah.
but they'll just get rid of everybody else and
Yeah.
just go and have a completely new side playing for the Punjab Kings again.
Yeah. Probably it makes sense to retain Ashdeep Singh, but barring
Hmm.
Ashdeep and Shashank and Ashutosh, I don't think they have too many options. I mean, we'll have to see the dynamics of the auctions and the kind of
Yeah,
retentions that they allow. If they allow any uncapped, then I think no brainer. Ashutosh Sharma should be the one they should be returning first. Shashank Singh, behind him on that second spot, and then Ashdeep has to be there if at any cost, because you cannot allow Indian bowlers to get back to the auction. And if that Indian bowler is somebody like Ashdeep, then I think you have to keep these guys. But yeah, I mean, coming back to this lineup, I mean, you expect a bit more from Jitesh Sharma as well, right? Jitesh Sharma is your
yes,
experienced player now. He has played for India. He has been playing for you for now some time now. So I think they're expecting a bit more from him, and he could not. Again today, he could not deliver. It was a game set up for his kind of an innings, but he could not deliver again. I feel personally feel that he's having a terrible time with the gloves as well. We saw a few
yeah,
buys were leaked by him today. So I felt no, he's not having a good time with the bat in the field. I think he looks a bit down in confidence. So I think that's a worry.
yeah,
You would have hoped that somebody like a Jitesh Sharma would have played a go, would have been going with a good IPL this season because of that World Cup coming up and an open slot in that team. But it is not coming off for him.
yeah. Uh, we we've seen in the past what Shashank Singh and Ashutosh Sharma are capable of. But for them to be successful at what they do, they really need their top order to set up the game for them,
Yeah,
because otherwise it's just leaving too much for them to do on their own and asking for them to absolutely play out of their skins every single time.
yeah,
And that's not going to happen because it
yeah,
comes off once or twice in a
exactly.
14 match tournament, but it's not going to happen every day. So if you're a Punjab Kings fan and
Yeah,
thinking, these two guys should have taken you home today, just tell yourself that you're lucky that you
yeah,
got to the situation that you are because of them, because this could have ended absolutely in disaster
yeah.
from the start that you all
Yeah,
got.
absolutely. I mean, how many teams have two Indian finishers who are doing this kind of a job? How many teams? Mumbai Indians do not have that. Chennai Super Kings. I mean, they probably have a few. Shivam Dube. Then after that, but you do not. They do not have that kind of a finisher
Yeah,
like Shashank or Ashutosh. Nobody. I mean, no. Literally no team. Rajasthan have Atmire,
yeah.
and almost all the teams have either West Indians or overseas batters who are doing that job for them. But this team has
Or
got.
or yeah, I just think the uncapped, that is another thing. Uncapped
Yeah.
Indian finishes. That is the key, because you got Rinku Singh, you
Yeah.
got other people who do it, but these are all capped players, whereas Sashank
Exactly.
and Ashutosh are absolutely
Exactly.
come out of nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at their scores. They have played how many deliveries? 53 deliveries for their 102. And then what was the required rate? I think that's still below this what these guys have done. So they have
Yeah.
done their bit, but they needed, like you said, they needed somebody from the top order to stay there. They could not do that.
Yeah. I mean, if you can sweep Jasprit Bumrah's Yorkers
Yeah,
for sixes, then you've got some serious talent, haven't you?
yeah,
Um, uh, he doesn't look aesthetically the most pleasing
yeah,
to the eye, but I think what he does have is he's got a very good eye.
yeah,
And secondly, I keep saying this, but I think he's got tremendous force. Wherein once he times that ball, the amount of force that he got in his wrists and his biceps
yeah.
just is more than enough to take the ball over any boundary.
Yeah,
Um,
and again, I mean, we have to talk about his anticipation as well, because that shot he played against Jasprit Bumrah, that was a pure example of top class anticipation, because he knew what is coming at him. He just sat there and he just guided that ball. I mean, you don't see, like you said, you don't see lot many players doing this against Jasprit Bumrah. Again, that was a free hit ball. You cannot be dismissed on a
yeah,
free hit. So he had that license, but still to pull that off against somebody like Bumrah, it's not easy. I mean, I have seen only one guy doing this before. Ruturaj Gaikwad, he plays those lap shots against Bumrah, but apart from that, I haven't seen anyone doing that. So I think They have Punjab have really found a found a player who can do it for them. They just need to support him from the top order. And I mean, as you know, Ashutosh Sharma is somebody who was domestic numbers. He was batting at a strike rate of 270, somewhere around that, 250, 260. So what he's doing
Yeah.
today, I mean, it's still a different level, but they have picked the right guy. So credit should be given to their scouting team as well.
Yeah. One last question on this innings is when Ashutosh Sharma, a couple of games, I mean, two, three, 4 games back, whenever he started coming good, and everybody started getting excited about him. Um, Doing it once or twice is easy,
Yeah,
but as soon as you do something big, all the teams are going to be looking at your technique and looking
yeah,
and scrutinizing it, finding the chinks in the armor and doing all of that and being ready for you. The fact that he can constantly do this and at just tells you something that he's not a one trick pony. He's
yeah,
got a whole round game and he seems to be finding his place. So much to the effect that has Team India got something to look forward to in the form of a genuine, hard hitting finisher who can come and do the job along with probably Rinku Singh in the future.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he has this was his fourth innings, and till now he has always scored at least 30 runs, and those 30 runs have
Yeah,
come off from 10, 15, 20, 12 or 13, that kind of so his impact is mammoth. I mean, this on this batting lineup, if he's still getting them closer to the target, and if your top order looks like this, it looks like a pin code of some city in Mumbai. And that's, I mean, I'm being very harsh here, but that's what they are doing right now. So those single
yeah,
digit score are not going to help, but these guys are keeping them in the hunt. I feel they have kept them relevant in this season. These two guys. So I think a lot of credit should be given to these guys. And you rightly pointed out, maybe one for the future, one for the Indian team as well. And I mean, still early days, but I think there will be some strategy formed around these guys because he has still played
yeah,
only 4 games. I think there will be still
yeah.
some tactics and strategic things that they will be doing around him. But I think he has. You rightly pointed out his hand-eye coordination, those fast hand centers. I think he has got it in him. I think he should do a good job.
Great. So that was the response. Where did it all go wrong for Mumbai and where did it all go right? Well, it started off brilliantly in that power play. Jasprit Bumrah once again with the new ball, picking up wickets, bowled an absolute peach to Riley Russo that came back in after 3 balls leaving him. Gerald Coetzee in that opening burst also bowling with a lot of fire, a lot of pace, and doing well. Um, but they lost it once the regular bowlers or the international bowlers had finished their first spells. And that's when Madwal and Shreyas Gopal and all these guys, Romario
Yeah.
Shepherd came into bowl. That's when the match started slipping from their hands.
Yeah, I mean, if your new ball bowlers are giving you 4 wickets from that power play, and then let's not forget Shreyas Gopal picked a wicket in his first over,
Yeah,
and so they had a good start. They had something which they could have built something on. So I think they had the start, but those middle over bowlers, Akash Madwal had a terrible day once again. But I think even these guys, they looked good in those first 1 or 2 overs. But it started slipping away from them in those last 2 3 overs that these guys bowled. Shreyas Gopal's first over was good, but it slipped away from him in that second over when Shashank Singh took him for clearness on the leg side. He hit a couple of sixes. That's where
couple of sixes.
yeah, that's where Hardik Pandya lost faith in him, and then he had to bring in Romario Shepherd because you don't have any other option. You could have brought in Mohammad Nabi, but you don't want to be doing that, and bowling him against the right hander. So he had no other option but to bring in Romario Shepherd, and we have discussed this before. Shreyas Gopal is somebody who's batting, who's basically playing in domestic cricket as a batter who can bowl. I mean, he started his career as a bowler, as a genuine bowler, as a genuine leg spinner, but these days he's known more for his batting than his bowling. So he's still doing a decent job. He was still doing this. This was his third game only, and I think he has still done a decentish job, I would say, because Piyush Chawla was having a terrible time. So he's just coming in and trying to fill in for him. But I think he's not somebody who can give you 4 overs on a regular basis. He's going to struggle if you're going to back him. If you're going to trust him for 4 overs every day, it's not going to happen. So I think again, Shreyas Gopal is a question mark in my opinion. Romario Shepherd is once again in a big question mark. Today, if I tell you that this was Romario Shepherd's most economical spell of the season, and despite that, he has conceded 10 runs per over. So that tells you the kind of season that he's having with the ball. So these guys, they
Yeah.
have to do something about it, and you just cannot rely on your international players to do the job for you.
That brings up that question then. We saw Mohammad Nabi open the bowling in the last game, bowled really well, 3 overs for 19 odd runs or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but today we did not see him with the ball at all. Surely he would warrant at least 1 over to check what he can do. I mean, what's the worst that could have happened?
yeah,
You ask yourself in that situation, if you're not bowling him when you have a side six down for 77,
yeah,
when are you going to bowl him? Or if you're not bowling him when you have a side down down for 14,
yeah,
when are you going to bowl him? What does that do to his confidence? He doesn't know what his role in the side is. You're just creating a unnecessary problem because this is a guy who's bowled well. Like you can see his figures over there.
yeah.
He's got 2 for 17, 2 overs for 17 against Delhi Capitals, 1 over for 7 against RCB, and 3 overs for 19 against CSK. So those are
Yeah.
all three good sides,
Yeah.
and he's bowled decently against them. So why wouldn't Hardik Pandya use Mohammad Nabi today?
I don't understand this particular thing that you're having somebody like Mohammad Nabi basically to fill in for that spinner spot because you know that you are not going to get those overs out of Shreyas Gopal on a consistent basis. You know that he's going to leak runs. So at some point you will have to go to Mohammad Nabi, but you're still not doing that. And despite look at his figures: 6 overs bowled and 43 runs conceded. I mean, no wickets taken, but still he's just going for 6 and over. That tells you that he's having a good time with the ball, but he's not being trusted for some reason. I don't understand that, but I mean, this is an international player we are talking about, an experienced international player who is known for his all-round skills. He's somebody who can bat as well. He can bat well, but he's still how many balls? 8 balls this season he has played. That's it, 8 balls, and this was his I think fourth or fifth game. I think this was his fourth game. In those four
Fourth
matches,
game,
he
yeah.
has batted only for two games and bowled only in 3 games, and just bowled 6 overs in those 4 matches. So that tells you that he's heavily underutilized. And I think tactically you'll have to use him very smartly. That's the only answer to this.
Yeah, I mean, with Romario Shepherd, I do understand he plays a very high risk game, so he can get you that 6 ball 15, he can get you the 10 ball 39, but there are going to be days when he doesn't come off. So that is acceptable at the position he plays. What's not acceptable though is introducing him so late that
Yeah,
he's got no opportunity to make an impact.
exactly.
You've got to give him the opportunity. If he comes off, great, he'll win you the game. But if he doesn't come off, fair enough. You got to accept the good with the
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
And we've got his bowling figures as well, like you rightly pointed out. 10 overs in the tournament, 129 runs leaked, 1 wicket picked up, and an economy rate of 12.90.
yeah,
Yeah, so um, they're not getting what they want from him with the ball.
yeah,
They're underutilizing him with the bat. Nabi is probably going to give them more with the ball, but they're not bowling him,
yeah,
and he's not getting a bat either.
yeah,
So yeah, definitely something for the MIT management to kind of
yeah,
have a look at and see what the best balance of this side is,
yeah.
and look at giving opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, these are your two international players. We are not talking about domestic players. These are international players, and people like if you look at SRH, their team they have got
Glenn Phillips is sitting
exactly
outside.
Glenn Phillips and Janssen sitting out, and this team has got spots open for them, but they are not utilizing these guys. I mean, it's so bizarre. I mean, I do not understand. I just cannot make any sense out of these tactics. These guys are so underutilized, and despite losing, and despite today I felt this was a jailbreak for them. If not for that Bumrah over which he bowled, I think he considered only 3 runs. They needed 28 from 24 deliveries, and Ashutosh was batting, and Bumrah bowled a three run over, and after that next over Jiral Koja came in and gave that timely wicket. But
Yeah,
I mean, without that wicket, I mean, Punjab were cruising. They could have probably won this game in 19 overs. That was the situation. So I mean,
yeah,
if you are getting into such situations where where your team could easily lose, or you are getting in a situation like that GT game where which you should have won, but you lost in the end, then I think you need to realize that okay, this is somebody, you cannot take it lightly and you need to make some changes. But just because that result is coming for you, you just cannot keep going with the same team just because you have to keep the winning combination, winning combination on and unchanged. I mean, so that is something I completely don't agree with this, and I hope that management will do something about it tactically. They need a lot of things going in their favor in the tournament ahead, because still just 3 games went out of 7, and they will need this tactical smartness, which till now I haven't seen at all.
Yeah. If we go back to that bowling card one last time, I've got one hard hitting in your face question for you. If Mumbai Indians didn't have Jasprit Bumrah playing, would they have won a single game in this tournament so far?
Uh, Definitely not today. They would have lost this game for sure. And the other game, the RCB game, in that game he took 5 wickets. So if you remove those 5 wickets, again, the Mumbai was not going to win that game as well. And then the other game was against DC, I think, right? Uh,
Yep.
DC again. I mean, he bowled well. I mean, he had a good impact in that match as well. So I felt, yeah,
Yep.
you rightly pointed out. Probably, maybe that DC game they probably could have won, but I think, I don't know. I mean, surely 2 games they would have lost out of 3. So I mean, out of 7 games, you have won 3 matches, and out of those 3 matches, one player is massively contributing in the victories of those 2 of those games. I mean, that tells you the kind of impact Bumrah is having, and you are still not able to help him out with the other selections that you are making. You just have Gerald Coetzee, who has, I mean, I don't have any complaints with him, because he is that your high risk and high reward bowler who is going to bowl at 150.
Yes.
That ball he bowled to Liang Livingston was at 150, and when you don't often see a overseas batter like Livingston getting beaten for the pace, so that's his quality.
Yeah.
So I don't have any issues with him. But apart from that, apart from these 2 guys, and of course Hardik Pandya, we all know his capabilities. I mean, other bowlers are just not there. They are just trying to
Yeah.
fill those 7-8 overs in between, some part timers, or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I cannot even describe this.
Yeah. We've said it before and I'll say it again, that in a game where a side was chasing 193 for victory, Jasprit Bumrah today has bowled his 4 overs for 21, picked up 3 wickets, just again, once again, dishing out an absolutely game-changing performance. And as Sarvesh said, he's the only one who's holding the torch as far as the bowling side is concerned. Like Ashutosh Sharma seems to be the only
Yeah,
one holding the batting torch for the Punjab Kings. Well, that was the end result then. Mumbai won by 9 runs. What does this result do to that league table? Because it does keep Mumbai alive still in the tournament. In seventh place, just under Delhi, because Delhi's got a slightly better net run rate because of that tremendous victory that
yeah,
they had against Gujarat yesterday. Um, but yeah, Punjab find themselves at the wrong end of the table. 7 played, only 2 victories, and with a lot of issues in their top order. Um, this doesn't look like a side that's going
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. I mean, they are going to struggle. I think they will feel that they will feel lucky that, I mean, I won't even say lucky. I mean, they have worked hard, to scout all these players. So I feel they will still so they still have something to look forward to this season. They have 2 tremendous players. I feel they should. There's something that these 2 guys can give tremendous amount of happiness to Punjab Kings fans. I mean, that's the only thing I feel is left in this season. Unfortunately, I mean, after 7 games, you don't want to be at this position where you have won only 2, and you're basically no, practically you are out of the tournament. So you don't want to be in this situation, because you still have 7 games and you don't want to be playing 7 dead rubbers in a season. So I think, yeah,
Yeah,
just back these guys, and hopefully these guys will keep performing for you, and just enjoy as much as you can.
yeah. Just the other thing with the Punjab side is this is the fourth close game that they've lost now. They're
Yeah,
coming within striking distance, but just not able to get over the line. And
yeah,
sometimes I wonder if it is a mental thing that, because this is a side that has never won the IPL, because this is a side that has never not made the playoffs very often, just that lack of confidence or self-belief that you come close to the finishing line and then you forget what you need to do to get over that line.
yeah,
Whereas a side like Mumbai, even though they're struggling, They've won 5 titles in the past. They've got that experience in the group that knows what it takes to kind of turn around and get over the finishing line. Or a side like Chennai, even if they were in this situation, we wouldn't write them off. We'd
Yeah.
say, yeah, they can turn it around. They can turn it around. But just with Punjab and their history and everything that we know about them, it just looks a little difficult that they'll go any further than where they are in this tournament. Um, right, what do we have tomorrow? I think we've got Lucknow playing CSK tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. A massive game for both sides. Uh, both, I think CSK are comfortable in the third position, but Lucknow are slightly outside top four. They have won 3 out of 6, and I think if they manage to win tomorrow, then they will be in top four. No, I think they will have to win it by they'll have to win it by a good
Margin.
margin. Yeah, because they are down
Mm,
in net run rate as well. But I think they'll
yeah.
still be equal on equal points. So that's a good sign for them. And I think one more good thing for them is that they have got Mayank Yadav back, who is going to play for them. And their next 2 games are against CSK, the same side. So he's going to be playing against CSK. So imagine, if they can, if he goes out there and manages to get 2 victories for his team, they will suddenly look very comfortable in that top four. That's the kind of impact does when you defeat a top four team. So these are basically double pointers for you. So basically, if you defeat CSK, you are not only just winning, getting 2 points for you, you are also taking away those 2 points from CSK, your top four rival. So yeah, that's the impact of these games.
Yeah, just looking at that head to head, not much to choose there. They've only played twice.
Yeah,
But you said they're going to play each other twice now in a row. So
yeah, yeah.
they're going to play tomorrow in Lucknow, and then after that in
I think
Chennai. Would
it's
it be a
Chennai.
home and away kind of game?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
looks like the previous 2 games have been pretty close because the
Yeah.
average winning margin has been 12 runs, and the average overs played to get to target is 19.3.
Yeah.
So we've got it all. We've got an exciting match to look forward to. And if you say that Mayank Yadav's going to play, it's always exciting because, yeah, we'll be watching him keenly to see how he's recovered from his little niggle that he had,
Yeah.
and whether we're going to see some more 155 kilometer per hour plus thunderbolts coming from him. Couple of Kiwis involved with the Chennai Super Kings, who I always keep a close eye on, see what Rachin is up to, see what Daryl Mitchell does. But yeah, it'll be great to see that. So, well, that's pretty much it, what we have tonight. Mumbai is just managing to get through. They won, but still a lot of questions for them to answer and get things right if they want to see themselves progressing in this tournament. Sadly, Punjab once again coming close but not getting over the line. And that's been the story of the season for them so far. So, match number 33, Mumbai picking up the points. And yeah, we'll be back with you tomorrow with more analysis of the game between Lucknow and Chennai. Until then, keep following us on YouTube, keep watching our videos, keep sharing them, keep subscribing to our channel, and keep giving us some feedback because if you like what we're doing, let us know. And if you think we could do something better, let us know as well. Until then, this is Rahul from Wellington, Sarvesh from Mumbai signing off from the Snickcometer podcast. Thank you.